Thank you, Tim. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. It's great to be amongst a bunch of entrepreneurs and forward-thinking disruptors of markets, and that's exactly what we need here in Jacksonville. And it'd be nicer, even if there was more money here in Jacksonville, to help all of us disruptors of the status quo. But it is great to be here, and being here on behalf of myself, an entrepreneur, someone who since retiring has been fascinated, in the business community, and not just, and having been both starting my own company here in Jacksonville and raising money and kind of living that life of ebbs and flows. I always tell people being a early stage, a part of an early stage company or being the founder yourself is not for everybody. Because within a 24-hour period, you are going bankrupt and you are a billionaire all at the same time. And so if you are not ready for those wild swings, go work in corporate America. Nothing wrong with that. I've done that as well. So I've been on both sides of the coin. Early stage company, went and worked, as Tim said, for United Health Group or in Optum, one of the largest health service companies in the entire universe. And then now back at early stage, All.Health as the president, chief growth officer. So if I had to choose, I would choose early stage, because disrupting the status quo, transforming how an industry or a sector operates. For me, it's healthcare. I'm passionate about healthcare because it's something that affects all of us. Having been involved in healthcare since the day I played football, having 16 surgeries, that gets you involved in healthcare orthopedically, and now being on the other side and being on the technology side, it's a lot of fun. And when I got the opportunity, the Jaguars called and said, "We'd love for you to come to this event at JTA." And I said, "It's around, venture capital and early stage companies." I said, "Sign me up, because this is exactly what I'm passionate about and what I love to do." If I look at, over the kind of the span of my professional career, which would be football and business, football is still my favorite. For a lot of reasons, because it's competitive, you get to go beat up people, and you get paid a lot of money. Not quite as much as they get paid now. I always say I wish I was about 30 years younger because of what the NFL is paying now. But business and being an entrepreneur is a close second, because it's the same. You don't get to beat up people, they beat up you. Secondly, but the competitive nature of it is awesome, because you are fighting every day for the life of your dream, of your vision, and what you're trying to birth. And that's what it's all about. But to do that and to be successful, you can be the smartest, you can have the greatest ideas, you can even have a good team, you can be having success, but if you have no money, you are going to die. And I've learned that the hard way, and I've been a part of raising money, having success raising money, doing it right now again. And it's a grind, and it's hard. And typically, if you want to go find money, you have to go to the West Coast or up to the Northeast, because that's where venture money is. That's where early stage money is, mainly up in Northern California. And that's fine. I have no problem with it. I live here in Ponte Vedra, in Jacksonville. I'll never leave Jacksonville. It will be my home because I love this place. I love this community. But my office is in San Francisco. Not ideal commuting situations. It's not easy. No direct flights. I live on Delta or United, and I'm away from home more than I'm at home. And so when I was hearing about this and what JVC is doing and what this was all about, to bring more, to highlight, to put a spotlight on what is happening here in Jacksonville, I'm all for it. And I think a number of years ago, I can't remember how many, the Jaguars got behind one spark. That was interesting. That was fun. To me, this is even better, because identifying the young entrepreneurs, the young disruptors, the ones in our community that are trying to do something different and to move us forward as a community is right where we should be investing our dollars. And if we can get more attention and more spotlight on people like everyone in this room, myself, and to bring that here, for me, selfishly, it's great, because I have 5 kids. And I want my kids to live here. My oldest is 25, finance, computer science, double major. Guess where he lives? San Francisco. My other son finished his MBA in finance, wants to live in Jacksonville no matter what. And so that's where he's going to be. But I got a daughter in biomedical engineering, If she wants to pursue that kind of digital tech, healthcare kind of thing, not that you can't do it here in Jacksonville, but the reality is most of the early stage money is where? It's outside of right here. Now, we've seen it come into the Southeast a little bit, and that's great in other areas, but why not Jacksonville? This is, in my opinion, the greatest community in the whole country. It is by far in Florida, as far as where to raise a family, warm weather, but you get a little seasonality, so you get to wear a sweatshirt every once in a while, which is perfect. Put jeans on every once in a while. The beautiful, we have infrastructure, beautiful river, ocean, beach. I mean, we got all this stuff, but it's time for us as a community to take the next step and move beyond. And why it's important to me is the main reason I said, those 5 kids I have, I want them living here because that makes my life better because it makes their mother happy, which makes my life better. And so if she's happy, I'm happy. The good old saying, in marriage, happy wife, happy life. That's what I live by. So, but I think this is important. This is the stuff we need to do. And that's why I love the Jaguars. I love Shad Khan. And if you look at what his investment in this area and what he wants to do downtown, that is good for all of us. And now the next step, if we can highlight the bright people and the people in this community that are doing things, men, women, big ideas, and give them an opportunity to raise money right here, there's a better chance for those companies to stay right here. Because a lot of times what happens is when you go raise money, as all of you know, somewhere else, you get close to your funders, that's where the relationships are, where they're located is where you kind of get pushed to, maybe off headquartered there, so on and so forth. You can see how the dominoes fall. What if we did that here? And now all of a sudden, everyone talks about building up downtown, which I am all for. It's what we need to do. Well, the only way you build up downtown is if you have companies located downtown. Why do we want to wait for someone to move here? Now, if you're smart, they would move here. It's a great place to work, live, have a company. But how about we build our own companies and fund those own companies of people who live right here in the Southeast, live right here in Jacksonville, and this becomes the epicenter of innovation, of growth, of disruption. Because I know this, being in Jacksonville, there's a lot of smart people. And now if we can just get some of those smart people some money, then we have a chance to start that. And I think once the flywheel starts getting going, watch out and see what can happen. So I'm excited to be here today. It's something that's important, is our being here since 1995. I've seen the ebbs and flows, and I've seen a lot of talk and a lot of inaction at times, but I'm excited and I'm hopeful for where we're going. And you can see it starting to get momentum. And events like this are important. And the Jaguars, I'm biased, are obviously a really important asset to our community. And it started with Wayne Weaver, who's a great individual and that made so much of this community. And I think with Shad Khan now being the owner, it's even going to another level as far as the business and the investment in downtown and what he wants to do. And I think all of us will benefit if we can widen our thinking, think bigger, grow, bring money here, and let's fund our entrepreneurs that are located right here in Jacksonville. And so if that's what this is about, I was here, I wanted to be here, and I'm excited for that. And I hear that there's a little bit of a competition coming up. Nothing wrong with that, always good. So I'm sure I think there's 5 young companies are going to be vying for dollars and interest and opportunity and maybe a term sheet, whatever that looks like. So that's exciting. I wish all of you best of luck. And here's the other thing I've learned of being an entrepreneur. Just because someone says no, or you might not get the win right away, that doesn't mean it's a bad idea. It just means that person can't see it the way you see it. And that's the great thing about being an entrepreneur. That's the great thing about being a disruptor. Not everyone has to see it. Sometimes only you have to see it. And you have to push through and keep fighting and keep believing until you find that backing, you find that VC, you find that individual angel investor that is willing to make the bet on you, and then the rest is history. So I wish you all the best of luck. I hope this continues to grow. I'm very thankful for the Jaguars for having me here today, and for the whole JVC team. Thank you for your dedication, what you did. This is exciting, and I look forward to this growing more and more, and looking forward to being a part of it.